We are speaking about the collaboration between Red Hat and NVIDIA in different areas that we collaborate around Kubernetes and KubeVirt in the community.
KubeVirt is a virtualization API and runtime for Kubernetes. That is what GitHub states. And it effectively allows you to run virtual machines in Kubernetes. To have Kubernetes your only control plane or your only platform to run workloads, and kubectl to be your only tool of choice for operating this platform. Kubernetes is extensible. There are several options of choosing different plugins for networking, for storage. I think that flexibility, I think that enables you to use it for your specific use case, right?
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of options out there for being able to use Kubernetes and KubeVirt in lots of different ways. And so not only the ability to take a lot of the prior knowledge and actually the way we did this in a VM-based model and bring it to Kubernetes, but Kubernetes also had the ability to bend with us, and we had the ability to change it in such a way to make it work for us. And so it's that versatility that the software provided allowed us to be able to mold it to what we needed. So what is GeForce Now? So probably some people in the crowd have heard about it or used the service. So it's a service that NVIDIA offers for streaming games in the cloud. And just to give you a little picture of actually what this looks like, there's data centers all over the world, and we have about 30 plus, maybe almost 40 now. The original architecture for GeForce Now is very VM-based. It's focused on the monolithic model. We create VMs and we provide those as our control plane. We have our workloads that run in VMs. And we wanted to move to a more microservice-based approach. And the issue was how do we do this? We know we want to go to Kubernetes. We know we want to use containers. How do we move? How do we do this without completely abandoning our investment? And so this is where we actually looked at adopting KubeVirt. And so the next generation of the GeForce Now infrastructure is actually based on KubeVirt and Kubernetes.
It's awesome.
At NVIDIA, it's important to us to maintain our investment in virtual machines. I think the thing that at least we say is that virtual machines aren't really going away. They're just sort of something that you can use on top of another platform and along with containers. And so that's how we view them at NVIDIA. And so for us, it makes a lot of sense for us to want to move to this model where we can use Kubernetes and adopt this architecture. At the same time, we can use our existing investment in virtual machines.
Yeah, and I think NVIDIA is just one example of a user in the widest sense of facing that trouble, right? I mean, containers came around the corner, and now we're here with containers and virtual machines, and how do they get along? And we have all the operational teams who need to take care of this and run it in a production-ready fashion. And we believe that by putting these workloads on the same control plane, alongside by each other, over time, it will reduce the operational complexity and knowledge required to operate these workloads.
So NVIDIA has worked in open source for a while, and so for a lot of use cases that we have, a lot of other people have too. And so we whenever we find these things, we talk to the community, and we see what what makes sense, what we can find to sort of mold it into what the community expects as a use case that others can use. And so that's our approach. Whenever we have a lot of these, and because we're so close to the end user, being ourselves, we get a lot of these use cases. And so whenever we come up with them that makes sense, we collaborate with the community, and we look to push those things upstream and publish them whenever we can.
Being open is like a key to allow us to collaborate on things.